Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Jauhar Shakili bin Johari. My matrix number is AA200721. I am from Group 11, which consists of 5 group members, including myself. Another 4 members for my group is Muhammad Haziq bin Kamaruddin, Muhammad Amin bin Rashid, Muhammad Firdaus bin Rosli Kamal, and also Ani Ikmal bin Rozman. Now we move on to the first part, which is filler table. The question is, the Malaysian Communication and Multimedia Commission is conducting a survey on telecommunication network. That's everyone's choice. You become a representative to conduct survey on students' telecommunication option and the amount allocated for their internet usage and phone calls for every month. From the survey, you need to analyze by using appropriate method and interpret the data. Justify your result and give suggestion based on your result. Write a report regarding your research and present your research outcome in front of MC industry. So the first is F, which is fact. The first fact that we got from the question is the Malaysian Communication and Multimedia Commission is doing a survey in telecommunication network, and then we need to conduct survey about students telecommunication in daily life. Next is I, which is idea. From question we got 3 idea, which is we need to make a Google form about students telecommunication network, and then we can make the table about the data collected in the form of group data. Then we can calculate the mean, median, mode, variance, and also standard deviation from the collected data. Third is L, which is learning issue. Learning issue from the question is, what is scope of the respondent? Is it only for high school students or college students too? And second is, what is the telecommunication option that they subscribe in daily life? And third is, how much their internet usage per month in gigabyte. And fourth is, how much cost they spend on phone calls per month in Malaysia ringgit. And the last one is, how much cost they also spend on the internet usage per month in Malaysia ringgit. Lastly, A, which is action plan or resources needed. First one is, we will build the questionnaire via website such as Google Form, and then we will also create a questionnaire by using some link from the internet. This link already state at the reference part that will be present by the Muhammad Firdaus at the end of the presentation. That's all for me for filler table. Thank you very much.
Okay, now I will present for our group result, which is the first one is average internet usage per month, GIP. Okay, this is the table of the data for average internet usage per month. Okay, starting from the class limit, class boundary, class midpoint, frequency, fx, x square, fx square, and cumulative frequency. Okay, as you can see, the total of the sum of frequency is 60, and the total of sum of fs is 2970, and the total of sum of x square is 16751.25, and the sum of total of fx square is 181755. Okay, for the first question we need to find the mean. The mean is based on the formula. It is the sum of fs divided to sum of f. So from the data that we list, which is 2970 divided by 60, we get the answer for mean is 49.5. Then for the second question is we need to find the mean. Okay, based on the formula for mean, we need to list out the data first. Okay, after we list our data, we can just put into the formula of median, and the equation would be like this, which is 40.5 plus 20 times to 30 minus 22 over 21. Okay, we just press the calculator and the answer is 48.12. For the third question is mode. For the mode, the highest frequency of this data is 21. So the mode is at this range. Okay. Uh, Same like before, we need to list out the data for the mode based on the formula, and then the equation would be like this, which is 40.5 plus 20 times with 6 divided by 6 plus 13, and then we get the answer is 46.82 for the mode. And for the fourth question is variance. The same like before, we need to list out the data and just use the formula of variance carefully, because we can make mistake from the formula. So we need to list the data carefully. And then for the answer of variance, we get 14543.39. And for the last question is standard deviation. The equation is the formula for the standard deviation is simple, because which is square root s squared. Before this, we get the answer for variance is 14543.39. So to get the standard deviation, we just the square root the answer of variance, the value of variance, and then we get the answer for standard deviation is 120.6.
Ya, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ani Ikmal. Okay, I will present my part for solution. Okay, first, cost spent on the phone call per month based on the data that we obtained from the Google form. Okay, we can see the table at the screen. Okay, so firstly, we want to find mean. We use a formula given and we put the volume, then we get a 6.25. Then we want to find a median. Based on data, we combine with the formula given. We get the median is 4.4. And for the third, we find for mode. We use the data, put in the formula given, we get 2.341. Okay, for the variant, we use the formula given and we get 3038 and 58. And fifth, for the variant, we put the data in the formula and we get 3038.58. For the standard deviation, just we square root the variance and we get 55.12. Okay, that's all for my part.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad Amin bin Rashid. My number metric is AA200696. Today I will present the third question, which is the cost spent on the internet usage per month among the students. This table shows the class limit, class boundary, class midpoint, the frequency, and lastly the cumulative frequency of the data obtained from the Google Form survey. From the data obtained, we can put into the 5 class limit, which is 1 to 20, the frequency is 2, 21 to 40, frequency is 22, 41 to 60, the frequency is 24, 61 to 80, the frequency is 8, and lastly, the last class limit is 81 to 100, which and the frequency is 4. From this table, we can calculate the mean, median, mode, variance, and the standard deviation of the data. First one is we calculate the mean. For the mean, we put into this equation and we get the result, which is 47.17. For the second one, we calculate the median of the data. Median of the data, we put out all the information that we got, which is n per 2, lm, c, f, and lastly fm, and we put all this data into this equation and we got the result which is 45.5. For the third one is we calculate the mode of the data. After we calculate the mode of the data by using this equation, we got the mode value which is 42.72. For the next one, we calculate the variance of the data. We use this equation to calculate the variance, which is we got from this data 14772.77. For the last one is the standard deviation. Standard deviation we use we need to square root the variance. After we square root the variance, we get the data 121.54. Okay, that's all from the third question. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So my name is Muhammad Firdaus. So I will tell the last part of our Pbl group, which is the conclusion. So the conclusion we can draw from the data is that we can use the formula mean to calculate the average amount of money spent by each student on internet usage. So the data we have gathered makes it easier for us to keep track of our monthly expenses. Furthermore, the formula for determining the median is used to determine the expenses that are in the middle of both high and low expenses. We can also use the mode formula to determine the highest spending frequency, where L is the lower boundary and C is the class size. The variance formula can then be used to calculate the mean standard deviation from the mean. And finally, in order to obtain clearer and more accurate data, we can measure the amount of variability or distribution around the mean value. So this formula is also used to calculate the average amount of money spent on phone calls and internet usage by each student in a month. So for the reference, we got some references from the internet and also from YouTube. So that's all from us for our Pbl group. Thank you.